Hi, I'm Divya Aggarwal, lifestyle coach and your personal branding expert. Who is an influencer? Someone with the highest amount of followers? 1 million, 2 million, 10 million? Or someone who has the most amount of money, to buy designer clothes, to go on expensive trips around the world, for big displays of expensive cuisine and luxury and all of this amazing lifestyle? Actually, none of that. An influencer is simply a person who has influence over you. And you'll be shocked to know these people could be online and offline. You could meet them on Instagram, Facebook, or conventionally at a party. So that means these people basically inspire confidence in you. You trust them. Most importantly, you learn from them in their area of expertise. They bring you value, excitement, and confidence, of course. Now, that does not mean that only the people on Instagram or different social media are influencers. You could be an influencer. Different people in their just day-to-day lives could be an influencer to someone or the other. Confused? Let's go to one of our favorite movies, shows from all of these 10, 20 years and figure out how were they an influencer. And a secret, I'll tell you how you could be one. Do you remember Geet from Jab We Met? Yes, that fanatic who lived life unapologetically. She was one of the person who was crazy, in love, a hopeless romantic, and so much more. Geet, as you can see, she was an influencer. She changed Shahid Kapoor in that movie. So we had to make sure that she was Geet in every way. Her Punjabi juttis, her beautiful white salwar that you can see all across the movie, her long t-shirts with a little bit of graphic in bold color, her kurtas, a very minimal look on her face, fresh. She was pink and white, looking all bubbly and jolly. Her skin was reflecting that. So even the makeup artist made sure that she looked like that. Her hair, either open and straight because she had long hair, or tied up tightly in a braid. Her silver jhumkas, parandi, bangles. She was wearing payal. All of these things, they made her who she is. How she says, "Sikhni hu main bhatinda ki." It was screaming. Before she even said a word, we saw her enter the train. We were like, okay, yeah, we know who this is. This is her character. I have a clue how is this character going to be. I'm already in love with her. That's an influencer. So before you even start speaking, when you enter the room, you should look like an influencer. You should have that vibe, that energy. A beautiful love story, Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi. The iconic role of Shah Rukh Khan. Double role actually. How he changes his entire persona to have Anushka Sharma fall in love with him. And of course, the real him. That's an influencer. In Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi, Shah Rukh Khan was Surinder Suri from Punjab Park, lighting up your life street. That's what he said. And of course, he looked like that. From his scooter to his yellow dabba and his mustache and his shirt and the way he used to do his hair, all swept back in a very normal way. Everything about him spoke about him before he even said a word. His body language, The way he used to talk, soft, calm, and composed, very polite with his wife. And then suddenly comes this alter ego, Raj, a filmy character that he took upon so that his wife would fall in love with him. A dancer, not a great one as we can see in the movie, but a fun-loving person, flirt. And in a second, his entire body language changes. He's walking with his shoulders back and he has a sway to his hip and leg. Yes, come on, let's dance. Tani ji, Tani partner, and from that soft, cute husband, suddenly he's this ravishing wannabe hero from a movie, just pulling his hair back and be like, I am here to make you fall in love with me. And he's dramatic in all his ways, taking her out to propose her with the lights and everything. He is an influencer. A different persona altogether. A different area of knowledge. He has no idea about Punjaba. He's a person who knows about dance and how to enjoy and flirt and just live life to his fullest. That inspired Tani ji. In that movie, she had forgotten about love because she had lost her fiance earlier. She was sad. But his alter ego influenced her so deeply that she started to trust him, learn from him. So, doesn't that make him an influencer? That's all. Go someone else with your questions. If you haven't guessed this character, I really want you to go watch Television Product right now. Yes, I was Miranda Priestley. Not a great one, to be honest, but I tried. So she was the biggest influencer that you can think of. The way she walks, the way she talks, her Prada bag when she enters the room, her heels, the way she took off her jacket and threw it on the table. Not the most polite action, but that makes her brand. That makes her influencer. She wasn't second guessing anything in the movie. If they had to show her as the chief editor of the top fashion magazine, everything about her screamed so. Her outfit, her makeup, and if you notice how she talks, a very natural British accent, softer, lesser words, saying it, getting away with it, and just moving on. Even when she gives feedback to pieces. Now look at her. So this is Miranda Priestley. In one of the scenes, we see Miranda Priestley sitting down, giving feedback on different pieces for the coming issue. And simply, all the other people did not even want to ask her questions. They simply read her expressions. If she raises her eyebrows, frowns, or the worst, purses her lip, which just meant that the collection was awful and she was highly disappointed. She was an influencer. The entire office and the entire fashion world revolved around her. That did not mean that she was just working on brand collaborations. She was an influencer in all because she had an expertise in an area of subject which most influencers online offer. They have an area of expertise, they teach us about it. Of course, monetizing their content by bringing in brands and collaborating to bring us more quality through their channel. That makes them an influencer, and that's what makes Miranda Priestley here an influencer. Now you know who an influencer is. Let me give you something more. An influencer is also a personal brand. And by that I don't mean that you're a Maggie or you're a Louis Vuitton bag or you're a Gucci belt. Not at all. Brand in the most simple terms means that you have an identity of your own. Because if you see a man walking down wearing a black turtleneck, denims, sport shoes, and rimless glasses, and you're a bit of a fan of gadgets and IT, I think you'll be able to guess who this is. Steve Jobs. An influencer is also a personal brand. They have their own identity. And to become a great influencer, you have to become a great personal brand. That everything about you should be authentic, appropriate, attractive to your future, to your lifestyle, roles, and the goals that you wish to achieve. It should all fall in line, and of course you should be happy about it. It should make you feel great. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you should be like, oh, this is who I want to be when I was a little boy or a little girl. That is your personal brand. And it should bring you success. So how do you become a personal brand or an influencer? Very simple. Just follow these steps. Find out what you're passionate about. What's the niche that you want to educate? And explain to other people with such gravitas and such effortlessness that it's almost unfair that you're not doing it. That's your passion, that's your niche, and that's your calling. Make sure that you have optimized your image socially and on social media. You might just want to make a website. You might want to optimize your Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. All of that should really represent who you are, not someone who's just in front of a camera. The way you talk, the way you walk, the kind of clothes you wear, the colors that define you. Keep an eye out on what they're coming. Who they are. Their audience, of course. Keep an eye on your audience. Give them what they want. See, what are they out here to learn from you? Of course, client is king. Your audience is the king. Ask them what do they want, what would they like to learn more from you. Feedback is always essential. Make sure that you're talking with them in a regular manner, that you're communicating with your audience, bringing them value, excitement, and empowering them along the way. Create and post relevant content. Yes, just don't make filler posts. If you don't have anything great as of now to put on your social media, just don't put it for now. It's always quality over quantity. So be consistent. You could post once a week, twice a week, even thrice a week for when you're beginning. But make sure that you're bringing quality through your post and it is relevant to your subject knowledge. Just using something randomly which is not related to the niche that you've chosen is not such a great idea. Pick topics, research, read more, educate yourself through online courses throughout the process. If you want to be a personal brand, if you want to be an influencer, you can never stop learning, either be it through books or online courses. You have to keep on learning for your entire life. And well, I think that's the best way to live life. Now, the last step is monetize. Yes, of course, if you want to be an influencer, you want to be a strong personal brand, you could always look up to options in monetizing, either be it through your written blogs, product recommendations, services, additional coaching, could be anything in your area of expertise and in your own way. There are a lot of people doing different things. Make sure that either you're doing something unique or you're doing something very simple in a unique manner. It always has to be that case. You can simply not just say that, I'm going to get inspired from other influencers out there and just do something similar. Of course, that's a great idea when you're starting out, but try harder every day to bring something exciting and unique in your own way to your audience and monetize through it, so that it also becomes a great side hustle for you while you're pursuing your passion and calling. Because when one person works through their passion, it never feels like work, to be honest. So guys, start now. Start with you.